Welcome back to Leroy's Kitchen. Today I'm going to make some beautiful homemade curried sausages using chicken sausages. I've got 8 sausages here which I boiled for about 6 or 7 minutes and skinned and then chopped into 8 pieces, so 64 pieces of sausage there. I'm making a bulk amount because I like to freeze these and use them as work lunches. Now I've got about 3/4 of a cup of peas. I've got one flat mushroom, large mushroom. That's optional. Definitely need the peas in this, but I know a lot of people don't eat mushrooms, but look, I just love them in this dish. I've got a red chilli slice, 2 cloves of garlic, a small brown, and a small red onion. Now, the spices here are far less complicated than the lamb curry I've done previously. Most people will have all these spices, so if you do miss one, it'll bugger it up, but it's pretty nice, so trust me with this. So I've got a couple of teaspoons of ground coriander. I've got a teaspoon of ordinary curry powder, teaspoon of turmeric, teaspoon of paprika. I use the sweet paprika, a teaspoon of garam masala, and a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of black pepper, and I've got half a lime, which I'm going to use the juice from. A tin of diced tomatoes and a tin of coconut milk we will need to make the curry sauce. Of course, my trusty olive oil. I'm not going to serve it with rice. I actually like it with the shells. The curry sauce gets inside the shell and they become these explosion bombs of flavour and juice, so I'm going to use them. And of course, trusty old continental parsley over the top and we're done. Okay, time to cook. Okay, I've started the cooking. I've put in the sausages, the 2 onions, the chili and the garlic. I actually want some colour on the sausages, gives more flavour. So you can call this twice cooked sausages, I suppose, for the curried sausage. And you can see here that we're starting to get some marks on the sausage. Yeah, well worth doing. So you've got to do this for about 3 minutes or so, then we're going to add the spices and our curry sauce. So I've achieved the colour on the sausages that I want, as well as cook the onions, the garlic and the chilli down. So now I'm going to add my spice mixture. I have added a sugar rock. Don't panic if you don't have a sugar rock. Just put a couple of tablespoons of ordinary white or brown sugar in and it'll do the trick. So in go my spices. I'm just going to toast them for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. And then we put in our tin of tomatoes and coconut milk. Once my spices are coated, I've coated all the sausages and toasted it a little bit in that saucepan. I then add the tin of tomatoes and the coconut milk. Just give that a stir. As you can see, the colour's already forming. We'll bring this to the boil. We'll add our peas and then let it simmer for about 20 minutes or so. Peas and mushrooms we'll add at the same time, sorry, and let it simmer for about 20 minutes or so. I know it's ready when the sugar rock's melted, so that's easy for me to work out. But the curry will thicken, so you'll work it out. So our curry sausages are now boiling, so I'm going to turn my temperature down to about 2.5 out of 10, so about a quarter temperature. I'll add the peas, I'll add the mushrooms, stir them in, then I'm going to place a lid over the top and I'm going to let that go for about 20 to 30 minutes or until the sauce thickens and I'm happy with the taste. My curry's about 10 minutes away from being finished, so now's a good time to cook your pasta. I've just added about half a bag of those shells. That'll be enough for 6 lunch portions for me. And it's just in some salted water, so they take about 10 minutes to cook and then everything will all be ready at the same time. So while you're waiting this 10 minutes, do yourself a favour and grab any jar sauces of curried sausages and throw them in the bin because they're rubbish. They're full of preservatives, very high in salt, and they don't taste anywhere near as good as what we're cooking here. I've got a couple of mates named Brad who absolutely love these curried sausages. Brad in Bendigo and Brad on the Gold Coast. G'day boys, here it is. Feel free to make it. Okay, we'll get back soon when this is ready and serve it up. So about 3 minutes to go until our curry is ready. So in goes the parsley now. Optional, you don't have to have it. I know Brad on the Gold Coast doesn't like green stuff, but this is compulsory. Half a lime, squeeze it in there. Gives beautiful freshness to this curry. Give it a stir, pasta will be ready, curry will be ready, and we can serve it up. Okay, it's time to serve. So in a bowl, I've just put a handful or two of the pasta shells. Get the faithful coffee mug for portion control. 1 coffee mug full is a great portion size. And just drip that all over the pasta. And there we have it. Curried sausages, the best curried sausages you'll ever eat. Mark my word. Enjoy.